Hey y'all, I'm LVII Wilson Jones, a Texas mogul with businesses throughout the state of Texas. And this is the show where I spill the Texas tea on the bosses that I know.
It's time for Big Texas Bossin with LVII Wilson Jones. Spilling the tea on Bossin Up.
And today I have with me a very special swanky chef who you've known and seen on the Food Network. None other than the incredible Chef Allen. Let's give him a round of applause, everybody. Woo! It's Super Bowl week, and we're going to have Chef Allen whip up some of our favorite Super Bowl foods with a twist. It's always a pleasure to see you.
Oh, same.
And, we've been working together for a while. You have always helped me out with my tailgating needs.
Of course.
That include different menus that you create. I just have to go with the flow. So the first time that you came out to my tailgate event down at Cowboys Stadium, because as we know, the Cowboys are my favorite team. Okay. You created a menu that you curated different foods and things that were just awesome.
Awesome.
And I wanted to bring that experience to viewers that, they may not realize the full tailgating experience where you land in Jerry's World and you put your little island up there for a minute and you have the food, the cocktails, and the games.
Of course.
And the music, and you bring a big party to the tailgate world. For those of you who don't know what tailgating is about, the food is essential. Okay. And so, Chef Allen, let's talk to you about what you're going to make for us today.
Of course. I want to start off by saying I'm elated to be here as well. Loving our energy, and I love that our relationship has lasted this long. And of course, I am a diehard Cowboys fan, so we definitely have that in common. So, so let's go ahead and take it to the food. We're going to do a little twist on some Super Bowl wings. We did a spiced apricot jerk wing, and then we did a mixed herb garlic parmesan wing right as well. We got our toppings, and for our Super Bowl nachos, I'm doing a carne asada, gonna put some mixed herbs, and I have my spices right here. So I'm elated to be in the kitchen with Ms. Leilani, and we're gonna kick it off right. So
let's get started.
All right.
And if you don't mind, we'll talk a little bit about how you got started.
Of course.
And when. How long have you been cooking? Give the viewers everything.
Of course. So I'll start off by saying, of course, this is my realm. I feel so amazing when I'm in this kitchen or anybody's kitchen. So I got started about 14 years ago. I started off working with my uncle and his catering business, and I found a true love for it. And it started off there, and then unbeknownst to me, I wanted to go off to culinary school, and that's what I did. And I just started my dream from there, and I never didn't look back. And here I am today, still going. So we're gonna start off here, getting our Super Bowl nachos ready. We got our carne asada. I'm going in raw and no herbs first. I'm gonna get a good sear, and then we'll put in our spices and our herbs. So we're gonna get this pan hot, give it a few minutes, and then we'll go in.
What were you cooking with Uncle?
So I had the opportunity to work with my uncle. He was definitely a southern, soulful base. So that's kind of where I got my soul roots from as well. So that was typically his cuisines that he did. I took it all over, and I made my love for fusion, which is just robust flavors of mixing one origin of food. So I might take an Italian dish with a modern American, and I make them fuse them together and just make it a creative dish or something like that. So that's where I took it and found my home in the culinary field. So I'm fusion based, but I learned quite a bit from my uncle, and I just took what I knew from him, and I just kind of curated my own little identity in the kitchen with the fusion base. So that was me. So
okay, what did you do when you immediately came out of culinary school?
So I started in the country club business. I did that for a couple years. I did it for about 2 years, and I moved up in the ranks. And then
here in Dallas?
Yes, ma'am. So I was at the Shady Club. I was at the Shady Valley Country Club here in Dallas. Actually, Pantego, Texas, should I say, neighboring Arlington, Texas. And then went off to one of the biggest DFW country clubs in the state. So that was the Dallas Country Club, which speaking of our Cowboys, a lot of them are members there, which I was honored to see some of those as well. So Dallas Country Club, I did that for about 2 years, so I was honored to be there. That was a great opportunity. And then from there, I went off and I was executive chef by the time I was turning 25, and I was at the Texas Cuisine down in downtown Dallas. And that's where I found I had full range, full control. Everything was just under my realm, and I just had an amazing sous chef, and did that for 2 years. And I was just like, you know what? I think it's time for me to fully spread my wings. And that's when I finally I branched off and I did my own catering private chef company. And
how did you know it was time though? Because for a lot of people, you get stuck in a rut working somewhere, and you get happy, you're content, and you still want that dream. But how did you go get it, Chef?
I think honestly, everybody's initially we search for monetary confinements, or should I say monetary blessings, and I had that when I at 25, especially with that. But I knew it was time once the money wasn't my goal anymore. It wasn't my passion. I knew I wanted something that had my name on it, had my full artistic flow to it. So like I said, I gave my 2 years there, and I learned so much. Inventory, managerial, the managerial side, the front of the house, back of the house. I learned so much, and I thought that, you know, I couldn't fully spread my wings until it was time for me to just go ahead and go, this is my baby. And because, you know, you got to understand, nobody will fully put the passion that you do unless it's yours. And that was what I wanted to do. So after about 2 years, that's where I wanted to go ahead and step out, and I do my full-on catering company.
Okay.
Yes,
so while we're waiting on the oil to heat up and get things rocking over here, tell us a little bit about some of the other ingredients that you're bringing to our nachos.
So we have our carne asada right here as well. I have some chopped cilantro. We have some mixed herbs and spices. I did some pico de gallo. We have some olives, and then I have a 3-cheese blend of mild cheddar and white cheese right here, and then this is a little cotija right here, and feta, and then we have some Monterey Jack. So we're going to do all that, which we're going to make a queso with, and then we'll top it with the cotija and feta cheese, and then we're going to go from there. So again, it's kind of got my fusion style, but of course it's going to be artistic. So I have a whole bunch of color palettes, color schemes that I'm going with this food. So all right, look, so our pan is hot, and I think I'm going to go ahead and go in with our steak. And then Leilani, once I get a good sear on it, I'll have you come in behind me, and we'll go ahead and start tossing the cilantro and a little bit of spices and herbs.
Oh, thank you. I get to help cook.
Yes,
today.
of course.
I love it. You know, when you come in my kitchen, I let you take over. So let's talk about the supermarket steakhouse.
Of course.
And how you ended up there with Food Network.
Awesome, of course. So honestly, it was on a limb. A couple of the scouting agents from the Food Network reached out to me via social media, and in this day and time with so much scams and everything, that's what I initially thought it was.
Oh wow!
So I almost missed out on a blessing. So I didn't respond. So they
DM'd you.
Yes, ma'am.
You didn't respond.
Didn't respond.
And what happened? They DM'd you again?
They did. They reached back out again, and something was like, God was like, hey, go ahead and reach out and see if this is real. I did. And contrary to my beliefs, about 2 or 3 weeks went by. I had to go through a crazy process, several interviews, via, like I said, as far as via phone. Then I had to do a Zoom call interview, and it was a long process. It was so worth it. They loved me from the interviews, and they felt that it was needed to bring me on the show, and Lord behold, I was there, flew me out, and the process was pretty smooth from there. So yeah, but let's go ahead and tap back into this steak. I'm gonna have Miss Leilani. I'm gonna give me a.
Now, how many pounds of steak did we use?
Yeah, so we used 2 pounds of steak right here.
Okay.
Yes. So it'd be 32 ounces, and I'm gonna go in. Miss Leilani, can you just go ahead and give me? If we're gonna mix herbs, we got smoked paprika, we got Cajun seasoning, chives, dry dehydrated cilantro, parsley, garlic, a little bit of lemon pepper, dehydrated lime, and we have some cumin and garlic powder. Okay. So you're gonna go in. Let's go in about 4 tablespoons of those.
Okay. Now walk us through the process of what that was like. I know you said it was 3 or 4 weeks of doing different things in the interview process. Unfortunately, we've had a few chefs out of Dallas on Food Network, including Trey Wilcox, Nikki J, and now fortunately we've had you. So talk to us about that and what that looked like for you. I mean, did you get the big book and the FedEx box? Did you get all the rules? Because people don't know what's behind the scenes.
Of course.
We see the front end of it and the show, but tell us a little bit about what went into that. You ready for these?
Yes, that's
okay.
Perfect. Yeah, and we're going about 3 tablespoons of that.
Okay.
There's no cooking without cilantro. If anybody needs to know, that is one of my favorite herbs. So yes, of course. But yeah, so that process was pretty smooth once I got there. We did film out in Tucson, Arizona. Of course, like I said, flying out. Of course, it was still a little bit of the COVID protocol that was still going on, of course, of masks. So again, we had to be still very careful. Overall safe, and they were, like I said, we also had to test every day. Of course, it was cameras everywhere, from waking up to 6 in the morning to doing makeup and makeup.
They put you in makeup.
I was like, oh my gosh! I was like, all right, whatever needs to be done. So by 7:30, we had to be on the bus, ready to go ahead and go to the actual scene, which was only about 7 to 10 minutes away from my actual hotel. So that was actually a pretty smooth ride. I would say about 2 or 3 hours of filming, boom, break. 2 or 3 hours more filming, break.
Okay.
Lunch. And then we had to film about another 2 or 3 hours. So each round was about an hour or so. And then, of course, like we had to do our outtakes and stuff like that. So honestly, it was, since I've been on camera, and that was just my biggest one for us, since it was nationally syndicated.
Right.
So that was a different platform for me, a different process, and it actually ran way smoother than what I thought it was. I didn't have any jitters like I thought I would. It kind of ran smooth. So I'm just thankful, and I thank God that went really smoother than what I thought it would be. So
how did you prepare for the show?
I had just improv. I knew that because I've watched it several times. I kind of knew I knew the concept of it.
Right.
But once we got on it, it's kind of like everything moves so fast paced. It's really no game plan. And once you do have it, sometimes you got to kind of throw it out the way and just improv from there. So that's definitely like that kind of threw me for a loop. But I absolutely loved every moment of it. And I was just, I love challenges, and that was a challenge for me. Okay. So I enjoyed being able to improv on the spot and being able to know that, hey, I can make this happen no matter what, whatever they threw at me. So, because that's all that show is about. You don't know what you're cooking with, and I think that's so much of my style. Like, I'll go in and it seems like it's nothing to somebody, and I can curate a pretty awesome dish with it. So that was pretty much right up my alley. So I really, really enjoyed the show. So it was an awesome experience.
So what was life like after you won? Because you had the challenges, you did the show, and then you won. So were there a bunch of DMs coming in, or what was that like?
It was. I just think it was a amazing platform to show what everybody, I think, that already knew me personally, what I always could do on the bigger and better platform. So what has changed so much, again, like I said, I've had clients out of town, even more. So you
had people reaching out to you.
Of course, yeah.
And are they flying you out all over the country? Are you one of those chefs now?
So I'll definitely.
Can I still get in?
Of course, no. You know, you will always be a lifetime client for me. So yeah, I mean, I've got to experience quite a wide variety of different clients, even all over the like I said, should I say a state. I have not been out the country yet for my cooking. I guess that would definitely be the next thing going.
Now, is the passport ready?
It's not. I need to get it renewed. But everything, so definitely, yes, I need to get that renewed. That's definitely gonna be my next thing that I need to do as well. So definitely, that's coming. That's definitely. I don't even care if it's. So you already know that that seems that you're ready. So we need to get that going. So so I can catch up.
Stay ready.
Yes, ma'am. So yeah, but overall, it's just been well, and it's only been 2 or 3 months postponed. Because again, of course, when you have so much film and editing, it was filmed in January. It didn't release it to September, so we're like 9 months that it took. So September, October, November. So we're about 2 or 3 months post. So it's been over the last 2 months. It's been a amazing journey. I've flown for personal reasons, and they saw me. They're like, "Oh my gosh, you were that chef!" And it's like, wow. I know if anybody knows me, I'm not one of those. It's like, oh, I like to be celebrated stuff. So it's just kind of like I try to stay humble, and I'm just like, okay, cool, as well. But it is an amazing experience to see people that really enjoy something that I love so much. So. Yeah, so as that steak is going, Miss Leilani, let's go ahead. I got this heavy cream, half and half going right here. And I just want you to come in. This is almost steeped how I want it. And we'll just come in.
Okay, let's talk about the wings.
Oh, so again, we have these garlic parmesan mixed herb already marinated. So I did some compound butter, garlic. I've already put some grated parmesan on there, marinated here. And then we have our spiced apricot jerk wings here. So I did a 5-spice jerk. We have some mixed herbs on there as well, some dehydrated apricots, rehydrated with some sherry wine, and then just some just a little red wine as well. And then of course I steep that down, and then we have that, and it's almost turned into like a almost kind of like a compote. And so we have that marinated here. So we're gonna do 2 different kind of Super Bowl wings today. Thank you, Miss Leilani, for stirring up that
no problem
corner asada for me.
Now, Chef, tell me, if you were stranded on an island because you had your passport ready, what's the one dish that you would eat every day?
All right, stranded on an island. Yikes! I like the question. As weird as it might be, I love it. I know I definitely have something to drink. We got some water. We're on the island, so I would have something to drink. That's what I would drink, of course. One dish, I guess for me, it would be something that we would have to figure out. So let's go ahead and get this. You can come in right behind me. This is our 3-cheese blend. We're going to just put them in together.
We're going to put everything in?
Yes, ma'am. I love it. But yeah, as far as what I would eat, I would hope we can find some type of animal. We kill them, gut them, and you know how I cook it. I just build a fire and we cut it and gut it and we make it work, make it happen. So we're going to turn this heat down on this steak.
So you into spearfishing is what it sounds like.
Just whatever I need to do, especially we're going to have some fish because that's pretty much all I eat. But if I had to change my dietary restrictions out there, that's what we had to do.
So let's talk about how are you cooking in the kitchen and staying in shape?
Okay,
that's gotta
perfect.
Be tough. It is for me.
So sometimes it's definitely a tough cookie, but just staying disciplined, honestly. About 3 years ago, I started my training in physical fitness, health, and wellness business. So if anybody doesn't know, Fusion Food and Fitness is my brand and company that I LLC'd about 3 years ago. So I started that, and I wanted to be able to give a different service for my clientele that was already eating with me and watching out for what their food intake, but what better service to bring in physical fitness. So me, typically, I work out about 5 to 6 days a week.
Wow, that's discipline.
Yeah, so I try to stay. I try to stay as active as possible. And of course, like I said, we know in our culture sometimes we battle with cancer, high blood pressure. These are things that I just don't want to face. Diabetes, of course. Right. So something that was super serious to me, and I try to install in my kids as well, health. So as great as I can be in the physical fitness industry as far as eating and working out, I try to take care of what I can take care of. So I'm not seeing all these doctors out. I'm not a medicinal type of person. Okay. I love being natural herbs, working out.
So are you up at 4 or 5 in the morning?
I'm actually not. So if my clients need, so I'm actually, I stay pretty steady with my 1 o'clock. That's when I take my break. 1 o'clock afternoon. I typically start my day by
lunchtime.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so I get in. It's typically not that busy though. So I get in 1 to 3 and I get on out. And typically that keeps me pretty steady, and focus on. If I stay on those times, I know I can do it every day. If I break that cycle, then I'll miss that day. So I try to stay pretty consistent with that 1 to 3 once I have my break from clients, and I keep it there, and I keep it there. So that's what I always tell my clients. Whenever you have a set schedule, it kind of helps where you're not all over the place, because again, I understand sometimes working out and finding the time to do it can be a little it'd be a little challenging. So yeah, so that's what I try to put my best foot forward and keep pushing and leading by example, because if I'm not doing it, why does my clients want to listen to me? So
yeah, so tell us about a typical day in Chef Allen's life.
I typically up about 8 o'clock in the morning. I know that's probably something a little late for some people, but I'm an entrepreneur and I'm a night owl, so I'm typically in the bed by 3 or 4 in the morning. I'm up, only need about 4 hours. So
right.
Definitely. So like I said, about 8 o'clock.
Okay.
Out by 9:30 to get my first client. Typically Mondays, Wednesdays, my first client is 9:30. So that's where we're going with that. And training 10:30 to about 1, and then that's when I go off and get my scheduled workout in 1 to 3.
Okay.
And by then I'm typically training after my 3 o'clock. I got my next one at 3:30, and I'm training till about 9-10 o'clock at night. So that's typically how my day's going. But slightly, let's get off me and let's get these. I'm gonna go ahead and get these chicken wings started. Yes, ma'am. So on one side, can you want to pull out those garlic parm? Yes, ma'am. And then I'm gonna come in right behind you when you finish, and we're gonna roast them out. We have our oven at 450, ready to roast off these wings. Thank you, Miss Leilani, for getting these wings prepped and ready for the oven for me.
No
Again,
problem.
my little twist that we did, so we did our spiced apricot, 5-spice jerk wings right here. They're smelling so good and robust flavors that I really, really love. And then we did a mixed herb garlic parmesan for the other flavor. So we're just gonna go in 450 with these wings. And we're gonna roast these babies off.
And how long do we need to leave those in?
So we'll go off. I'll roast these for about 20 to 30 minutes.
Okay.
And then I'll check them and I'll actually flip them just in case I can get that good golden crust that I want on both sides. So we'll flip those here in about 15 minutes and see where we at with that.
Okay, that sounds good.
This steak is looking pretty good over here. I want to get caramelization over there. So yeah, so you asked me a pretty swanky question about what would I eat on the island. Let's see what would be the one drink that you would kind of curate or have if we were on the island stuck and stranded.
Well, I would already have it in my suitcase, so we would prepare. So we would definitely have green tea shots.
Perfect.
I'd love to make you one.
Awesome. And what better way to have a good meal prepared without a drink?
Right.
So
Absolutely.
That'd be amazing.
And I'm the type of cook, like I like to sip while I'm cooking because the cooking calms me, and then the sipping,
that
helps me put the love in. Okay, we'll bring everything over so the viewers can see. And you can look up any recipe for a green tea shot. This is just one of my favorites, and it starts with the Jameson Irish whiskey. Then we have the peach schnapps, and we have sweet and sour mix.
awesome.
And I just do equal parts and put a splash of Sprite, ginger ale, 7-Up, whatever you choose in there. So we're going to start off with the Jameson. And again, it's equal parts. So I'm just going to do 2 ounces. Little extra. I'm going to do 2 ounces of the peach schnapps.
Leilani, if I must add, I do really like your choices of alcohol and the blends already before you even start. So
thank you, Chef. It helps curate in the kitchen. The southern kitchen, you need a southern staple. Tea, green tea shots, Texas tea. It's all the same after a few drinks. So hey, make the best of it. I love it. So tell us a little bit about what your soul food specialty is. Now you can throw down, and usually I see your mom with you. She didn't join you today, huh?
So I am actually blessed to have a amazing mother that we do a lot of business with. She typically doesn't call me her son while we out in the valley, like Chef Allen. So that's been amazing. But I appreciate you for noticing. Of course, we've had our relationship so long. Yes. She has her own interior designing and event decor business. So that's amazing that we're able to kind of collab on both our business. So anytime I'm in need of something where my client is in need of decor, she's definitely my go-to person. I've trusted her for some time, and she's super passionate about her business. Yes. So Haiti, she did make it. She's actually at her own event today. So it was amazing that that you noticed that, of course.
Right. Well, so, she's amazing.
So yeah, so she's definitely always part of the team. So to have a good mother-son duo and able to collab with our businesses together. So so that's been amazing. And her name is Rosanda Allen. And Feather Your Nest is her interior design business. So if you guys ever want to look her up, she's Rosanda Allen on Facebook, Feather Your Nest on Instagram. So
shake it up.
Shake it on up, Miss Leilani.
Yeah, let's get the flavors mixed in and shake it up.
So, if anybody knows, and they know I'm a lover of art in all art forms, of course, food is my first love of art. It seems to be it's innate.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
See if you'd like that on or not.
All right, well, let's do our. Okay, tap it here. Let's see. I think I have too much fun with this on the island.
It's
you know
a
what
shot,
I'm saying?
chef. You gotta go back.
Oh, we gotta go with it. Okay. That's actually really, really good.
Big Texas Bossin Is go hard or go home.
Yes, ma'am. I truly enjoy that. But oh yes. And I think that would pair very well with these because that's kind of sweet and spicy. Got a nice little kick to it. That's gonna go very well.
So that'll go good with the wings and the nachos.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, okay. Hold on. I think yes,
you
ma'am.
Need another shot?
Oh,
we might
have to get another one here in a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, to answer your question, man, I love that. I actually love your style, and so I think that we can relate on that. So I think that my style is just kind of like me. It's all over the place. It's like there's no actually title for my style. So I'm just kind of I get in it just like how I put stuff together, and I make fusion art when it comes to the food. I'm just like that when it comes to my fashion. So you see, I got my pink on with a little bit of span, so I'm color blocking a little bit with my army fatigue on, and I just love to be me, and I just want to. When I step out and I have my fashion statement, when you see Chef Allen, you remember him. So now,
does Chef Allen put his ensembles together, or does he have a stylist?
No,
okay.
No stylist. It's always me. I just get up in the morning and whatever I flow with.
Got it.
So yeah, and it has to be to the T, and I get put it on. I wear the clothes. I don't let the clothes wear me, and I just do what I need to do. So yeah. So as we was doing that amazing shot, as I said, I just went ahead and put in some spices and herbs to go ahead and get this fresh like queso fondue we got going over here.
And is it considered a queso fondue because of the half and half that you put in to start your base?
And I'm kind of spicing it because we actually did in the La Crusade as well.
Oh,
so, yeah.
okay.
So it's Which you see, Miss Leilani is very fancy. I don't typically go to client/family where they have these, so that's amazing that I have the luxury of having these La Crusades to do that as well.
Well, will you tell the audience? Every chef gets enamored by the fact that I have the Le Creuset. Could you tell, for the audience that doesn't know what the dishes are, could you kind of explain what they are? Because I think they make a difference
almost
in the
definitely.
food.
So they are like these heavy duty ceramic utensils that we use. Like I said, I was so blessed to actually get a whole set from a client about a couple years ago. So that was amazing. So I first did use these when I was in culinary school. I was able to, of course, have that at my will at my disposal at school. But of course, we all know they're not the most affordable dishes. So again, Miss Leilani has these. They're they're doable. They can hold heat very well. You can do sauces in them. You can do steaks. You can do everything. So again, easily cleanable. Dishwasher safe. So if you have the finances to go ahead and grab this, I would definitely recommend a whole bundle of La Crusade sets in your kitchen. So that's amazing. So you're definitely in the right kitchen when you got some of these. So
right, and the thing is, you can build it over time. You don't have to just get your whole set at once. But I love the dish that you're cooking out of. That's a staple dish for anything, and I always start there. Vegetables, everything just tastes better. It's a cast iron form of cooking, and the dishes are out of France. And so there is an outlet in Allen, Texas, if you all are into the dishes, but they also sell them at Williams-Sonoma and online, of course. So.
Awesome. She see how that was so detailed. Not too much, Leilani. They ain't paying you to be ambassador yet. Now. Right. Just like not too much. We selling them, but that was amazing. That was amazing. So yeah. So
I love the cooking.
Our steak is almost perfectly ready. Our queso is
It looks so good.
awesome. Our infused queso is right at where I need it to be. We're still waiting on these wings. Got our perfect toppings right here. In a few minutes, we're gonna go ahead and pull out our blue corn tortilla chips right there, and then we're gonna start assembling in just a few minutes. So,
and while we're talking about Le Creuset, that's a perfect time to transition. What are your top 3 kitchen tools? Like every cook's gotta have it.
I don't know how universal it is, but I know definitely for me as a chef, I have to have a chef knife. That's gonna be number one. A cutting board, and I think for sure, I would have to say a saute pan. No matter the brand, I would definitely have to have those.
Okay.
I think those 3 things I could pretty much do anything.
So
saute pan, chef knife, and chef cutting board. I wouldn't dare like mess up anything like this countertop or anything. So I definitely want to have a chef knife and the cutting board. So I think those are my 3 essential tools that I would need to execute any type of menu that I would need to.
Okay.
So yeah.
And what's your favorite meal to cook? Is there a favorite? When you're a chef, is there a favorite?
I don't know if everybody else. For me, I don't know if there's a favorite. Because if I'm so passionate about this art form of cooking, I literally just like to curate crazy menu ideas and just kind of take my clients on a flavorful journey, flavorful roller coaster, and just say, hey, this was made with a lot of love, passion, and knowledge, and hopefully I can elevate it. Because I and even you as well, I've appreciated how you just let me have free range of my menus every time that I cook for you. You're just like, I trust them. And that's what.
Well, you have to, because anytime you have a chef cooking, it should be a culinary experience.
Yes, ma'am.
Like I shouldn't be able to eat what I cook through you.
Yes, ma'am.
You know?
I get you.
And so that's why I love you've always brought unique dishes, unique flavors, and that's something that I, as a foodie, love and enjoy about your cooking.
Awesome.
So,
and I'm greatly appreciative of that. Yes, ma'am, Ms. Leilani.
Altruist Home Care Solutions is one of the top accredited home health care agencies servicing North and East Texas. With over 25 years of caring for Texas families, Altruist's network of staff has become the preferred provider of physical and occupational therapy, wound, post-surgery, and primary care within the comfort of your home. Altruist Home Health Care works in conjunction with you, your loved ones, and your primary care physician to provide stellar care with honor and integrity. For more information on our services, visit our website www.altruisthhc.com or call us at 214-328-8600. Now back to the show.
So, what have you done to account for it? High rise in food costs, travel costs, everything has gone up.
Oh, most definitely.
So I'm sure your rates.
I mean, of course, like I said, I honestly appreciate each and every one of my clients. Of course, not only being knowledgeable of it, but being able to ration with me and being understanding. So, of course, I've had to go back to the drawing board. My P&L, my P&L charts with my profit and loss sheets have been having to regraph, and I've had to change a lot of things due to that inflation. I mean, even to like something like woods, because I make custom wood boards for my clients when I'm doing like charcuterie boards. I might be doing something like for decor or anything. So I, of course, like I've had to be able to adjust it and still allow them to know, hey, this is why I'm doing it. If they not know, even though they've seen it everywhere on the news, but it hasn't. You can't run from it in anything. Like I said, you name it, from tires to food, everything's been inflated. So again, I thank God for that. I haven't had any problems as far as anybody still questioning that, because again, they're in the know of it. If not, I've thoroughly explained it to them, and I've never had the problem. So again, it's an adjustment, not for us, not just for me, but for my clients as well. So they kind of understand. So that's been simple pretty much for me. So it's been an adjustment, but of course, with everything, you just got to keep it pushing and keep it moving. So yeah. Now
you said you do custom boards.
Yes.
So you make the boards yourself.
Yes, and I have along with one of my good buddies from Nigeria. His name is Unu. And then we do it, and then of course we have to make it serve safe. We have to make it dishwasher safe. We have to make it also, of course, we're food safe, so they're able to eat off of. So I've learned. That was just because, again, that was another challenge that I wanted to. So that's been amazing that I've been able to like curate, and we carve it and whatever you're needing. So say if you wanted, like I said, something like, he's good enough. I'm not there yet, but say if you wanted a custom football we can make that out of wood, and that'd be pretty cool,
wow.
something like that. And then I will put my finishing touches on it. But yeah, and I think that's something that I might have let a cat out of the bag. That might be our next business. So, yeah, so definitely, that's. But I'm pretty good with. Yes, ma'am. So I've loved that I've learned pretty fast, and I've been able to do like the rectangle ones. I can do like the octagons. I'm getting pretty swanky. I'm getting pretty knowledgeable about it. So it's been pretty it's been pretty dope to understand and know that different trait that I have, and I've been learning to do that. So yeah, so if y'all need any custom wood jobs, please let me know, so but yeah, we're gonna get it done. So
well, I'm sure you've been earmarked as the leader in the culinary business and the chef business. Tell me what opportunities you've created for others and those aspiring to be a chef.
Awesome. It's been literally not just a great opportunity, but a blessing to be able to be, because I didn't have that avenue and that outlet to have somebody that was a little older than me in the culinary field when I was definitely like young and aspiring to be the chef who I'm growing into today. So for me, I've tried to build a platform. My doors are open at any given time. Knowledge, anytime. I have never turned out. And what's so crazy is it's amazing that question that you asked. I've had a lot of young chefs reach out to me, especially since the supermarket stakeout win, and out from Houston, Austin, San Antonio. I had one from California reach out to me, and I was like, "How did you guys know me?" But then, of course, that was that, and they was just like, "Hey." It was just like, hey, how did you do this? How do you do that? And I'm not one of those, like, you got to pay for, like, please, I want to give it to you free run. Because, again, I was hoping and wishing, when I give my knowledge that I do know, I was hoping and wishing that I had that when I was, coming up the ranks,
Right, so you giving back what you didn't get.
Of course, yes, ma'am. So, yeah,
else can be the best memory.
Of course, you couldn't have said it any better. So, yes, so I've been able to give my knowledge. I have platforms where they can come work with me.
Nice.
I'll tell them, say, if you're ever in town, please come with me. And it doesn't have to be an internship. I'll make it that you get some money on the side. And I think all of them are just like wanting to learn. Right. And I think that's their payment. I think that was, I definitely know where they're coming from, because that was me. My payment is I just want to learn, and I want to be able to be a staple in this culinary game. So that's been something so I try to treat them how I wanted to be treated at a young adolescent trying to learn the culinary game as a whole in totality. So that's been an amazing thing. So again, if you follow me, if you know anything at Chef Allen on Instagram, anything, please reach out to me. I am whatever knowledge I know you can have. Free of charge. I'm willing to help.
To that.
Yes, ma'am. Free of charge. Anything that I can help with, please let me know, and I'm over and abundantly happy to do that. So yeah, but
I think that's awesome, Chef, and it's important that we give back. The give back is something that in our community we minimalize that.
Yes, ma'am.
And we're worried more about a competition factor. Now, in a day and age where we've got a lot of the Instagram chefs who travel because they do unique things, how do you compete with that? If I had an IG pop up with my greens and cornbread, what would you do?
See, and not to negate away from the question, but I think for me, where I compartmentalize all those, how that thought process is, I just don't compete. I just honestly don't compete. I only compete with my yesterday. So I understand this is a growing industry, and you'll kill yourself mentally trying to compete with that next chef and the next art form, the next this, the next that. So for me personally, I don't compete with anybody. I just try to learn and get inspired by them. So, and if you want to get something from me, I'm open for that. So I just think, just like I think the humility standpoint is where you grow in the best aspect from my point of view.
Got it. So you're not looking to be the next turkey leg hut. No. You're not looking to compete on that arena. You're not looking to have the best strawberry cheesecake in a jar. Yeah. You're not looking to have the best baked potato. You're just doing you. And I love that.
Yes.
Because a lot of times we get so caught up and we don't realize that it's not what that is.
Yes, ma'am.
You know what I mean? So with you focusing on good basic food skills that bring culinary experiences, there is nothing truer than that, because it can only be one of what it is.
Yes,
now,
ma'am.
you may have an eclectic standpoint, or a taste that's eclectic, and this is the culinary experience. But I've seen people try to duplicate things, and it's like you shouldn't.
Of course, yeah, you just stay in your own lane. So this lady, look, I have to keep stirring. I'm gonna check on these wings over here. They're looking pretty good. We're about 12 minutes in.
Smelling good, and let's talk to. Yeah, did we press the store? Okay, it didn't cancel. Okay, because you know that monogram now. Yeah. You know that's not the cheapest.
Miss Leilani always have the best of the best. We know that. But yes, I think just to piggyback on what you were saying, I think because I'm not a competition, because I'm not a one-trick pony. I don't have a one specialty where you come to me for turkey legs, or you come to me for chicken wings, or you come to me for foie gras. I am fusion based, so I can cook anything. And I've had the luxury of working under Nigerian chefs, Italian chefs, modern American chefs. I worked under a Japanese chef. So I've learned so many types of cuisine, and I've been blessed to have that opportunity. So that's why
that gives you a unique advantage.
Yes, ma'am. So when I think a lot of people that come to book me, they're like, "Hey, what's your specialty?" Well, I always tell them, and kind of my same answer. I don't have a specialty. I literally can cook anything, and if I don't know it 100%, I'll figure it out. So because I'm so passionate about this culinary industry. So yeah. So I just think that's if anything sets me apart, that's it. Where you don't come to me just for Cajun cuisines or Nigerian cuisines or Italian or Creole. No, I can kind of cook anything that my client is needing. I think that they definitely love the diversity of that in hiring me as a chef. So no competition here, just humility over and my integrity is just, and my passion for this food is the most important to me. So my clients are top priority. So that's what you get when you book with Chef Allen. So that's where it is for me. So
and I say book. Definitely. We are looking good.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, because you have a specialty, and that is being able to throw a mystery box together, I want to share something with you.
What is that? Talk to me.
Why don't you open it up, Chef, and see what it is?
What do we have here?
While we're waiting, why don't you go for what you know?
Alright, look like we got some scratch greens here. Is it?
Bok choy.
It is. Okay, we got some bok choy here. Some artisan. Got some artisan bread. I almost thought it was brioche, but we got some squash. Coconut milk. Okay. Some maple and brown sugar. And some blackberries. Okay, so y'all want to throw a little twist and spin with me? This is a surprise. Okay, well, like I said, I never turned down the challenge, but all right, we done threw a little twist in there for today. So I'm gonna get ready. We're gonna make a dish out of that. I mean, like I said, and that was my thing. Like I said, these are some ingredients that a lot of people might not think that goes well, except for like my greens, my bok choy, some bacon. But we got a few twists, little swanky, crazy twist here, and let's go see what we're gonna do with it. So I hope I can put a little spice to that dish here in a little while. And so I love it, a mystery basket. So we're gonna get that working sooner in a few minutes.
Oh, and those wings are looking good, Chef. Also, our audience can cook these on the grill,
of course,
if they want.
Of course, oh yeah. And sometimes, like I said, that's typically my favorite because they get the smoky flavor, and it enhances my flavor that I've already I've already put on the wings is even more. So, like I said, of course, we chose the roast inside today because we are filming inside. So that's always a alternate once you don't have a grill outside for the smoky flavor. Just roast them all. Put some type of smoky flavor, which I did the smoked paprika flavor, since we're not actually on the outside grill. So that was the element that I chose to use since we weren't grilling them off today. So,
and for us experimental cooks at home, talk to us about making it not your grandma's kitchen, but you love traditional foods, or you love a dish, but you want to elevate it. How do you do that?
So I would definitely say, so say if you're following a recipe, just kind of put your own little swanky twist or whatever, because I think everybody has their own niche, their own artistic flair to something. So whatever that is, if just put your own little spice, own little acidic level note to it. So I mean, and you just do it whatever you feel that you need, and then just modernize it how you feel fit. So, like I said, it's, you know, you might have a spaghetti recipe. If anybody knows tips, if you go for like a canned tomato or anything like that, to get that candy taste out of it, you have to cook it for 45 minutes to an hour, and then hit it with a touch of brown sugar at the end. That kind of takes the there go a little tip for that. Takes the brown sugar, takes that kind of candy tomato taste out there, and it kind of balances the acidity in it, and the acidity levels, and it kind of gives it a mild sweet but umami flavor at the end. So that's a little tip trip for you guys to little trick that you guys can kind of, you know, just elevate spaghetti next time you make it from scratch, some type of bolognese, anything like that. So I got this queso going. Our chicken wings are almost done. I think what we can do, Miss Leilani, we can go ahead and start building these nachos.
Okay. What would you like me to do?
Of course. So what I would do, go ahead and get this. And of course, this football thing for the Super Bowl, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, ma'am.
Super Bowl 2023. Yes, be there or be square.
Of course, yes, ma'am. So we're just gonna simply, can we open these up? And we're just gonna, that's gonna be our base, of course, for nachos.
Okay.
We'll put that at the bottom.
And you recommend the blue corn tortilla, which I love.
So yeah, and I chose the blue not only because aesthetically it looks better, but of course we have the mild yellow white queso, which doesn't pop on white or yellow corn tortilla chips. So I chose to use these to kind of really let that white queso pop as far as the color scheme. So I just why I chose these today.
Now, should we use organic when possible? Because these really have corn.
Yes, ma'am. It's very pungent. So whatever your preference is, Ms. Leilani. So again, if you wanted the organic, which is my preference, please go for it. If you want a little bit more affordable, just go for your regular blue corn tortilla chips. Again, as I told you, we know Miss the Swanky Leilani herself. She got it, so we know we're going for the organic. So again, she wants the best of the best, and I respect that. So again, I'm always with that. But yeah, I'm definitely organic blue corn tortilla chip guy. So that's gonna be my preference. So got these chips there, but I ain't gonna lie, Miss Leilani. I'm not gonna lie. What's been catching my attention this whole time is this swanky, beautiful, like this, I mean, bedazzled Cowboy football. So please give me the backstory on this.
Classic. Even Jerry's World doesn't have that.
Okay. You heard that? Jerry World, you better get you one of these, man.
Right. Well, I saw they had a silk rocker. They don't have this one, or they don't have it in the blue. Okay. But this is actually a product of going through McCarran International Airport in Las Vegas. Awesome. There's a store there. They used to sell like the footballs during football season, all blinged out and banged up, and I had to have it. I didn't get it the first time I went through the terminal, and so the next time I was there, I was like, you had a Dallas Cowboys football. And so she was like, because American Airlines is Terminal B there, and she was like, oh, it's in Terminal B. We do have one. So they sent from the other store down to the store where I was so I could make the purchase. And I've had this for years. It's a showstopper, eye catcher.
It is.
And everybody loves this football.
Most definitely. Oh, yeah, it definitely is.
This is one of my most prized things from the Dallas Cowboys, which you all know that I love.
Of course.
The other thing that I have that I love, especially during football season, is this was a Christmas gift from me from one of my businesses, the Briar Patch out of Houston. They gave me a personalized Cowboys cup with my picture on it. That was actually taken at a game with the football where I did tailgate out of town. We played in Atlanta a few years ago, and that's the only tailgate that I've taken on the road. But I mean, we had a blast, and so they took this picture from the game and put it on a cup for me, and Dallas Cowboys it out. So.
And let's touch on that just a little bit more. Like I said, Miss Leilani is the epitome of diehard Cowboys fans. All you half-foot fans, literally, if y'all want to know what a real true fan is, please follow Miss Leilani. She got it. From napkins to stofers to throws to bedazzled football. So you know you got it. That's not going to be a problem at all. This is the fan of all fan. That's why we get along. Let's go Cowboys. That's the only way to go right there. So, yes, ma'am. So look, hey, we're going to start out with, again, this is Big Texas. You know, we do everything big. So we're going to load this up with steak. So if you want to go ahead and help me with this, we gonna go ahead and build this.
So we just dig in?
Yes, ma'am. We go. You grab. You go ahead and go for it.
Okay.
Push it. There you go. Yeah. And you just kind of top it with these nachos, these blue corn tortilla chips with. And again, this is mixed herbs on this and spices on this carne asada steak blend. We'll go in.
And I have to say, I know you all can't smell it, but oh my God, the smells here today are amazing. The chef has gone above and beyond.
Super Bowl is a great time for everybody. Honestly, even if your team does not make it, Super Bowl is just a thing that you have to be there. You gotta watch. Even when your team not there, you still gonna have a Super Bowl party. So this is definitely a fan favorite, guys, to put you on a little twist with nachos, chicken wings. Who doesn't love that for a Super Bowl party? So just if your team doesn't make it, please don't be sad. Take this recipe, take this thing, and just be like, hey, let's go with friends, family, wife's house, wherever you're going for the holidays. This is definitely a fun favorite for anybody in the Super Bowl season. So again, we are rooting for the Cowboys to be there. So, but if not, I wish the best to these other two teams that will be there. But we crossing our fingers and knowing the Cowboys will be there.
Right, the best of the best. And if you are out there partying at the Super Bowl and you need a chef, hey, call Chef Allen, see if he's available.
Yes, ma'am.
Fly him on out. Let him make it happen for you. You won't be disappointed.
And next, Miss Leilani.
Let's see what else we have.
Please do me a favor and do that. How we going? All right, that's what I like to hear. If I don't hear that, I'm doing something wrong. Miss Leilani approves. Well, we cooking up now.
The flavors, the culinary flavors.
So Miss Leilani, I'll hold while you come behind me, and then I'll let you kind of ladle all the queso on top.
Because you hate that when you go to a restaurant and you get nachos that are not covered. The chips are not covered. So how do you make sure that your chips are covered?
Yes, ma'am.
I know I'm not the only one.
You already know, Miss Leilani. You said it perfectly. You get so many complaints like, oh my God, this is nachos. Why I don't have enough cheese?
Right.
It's chips, So
Right.
that's why we got a line. So we're going to load this thing up. Don't get your If your arm gets tired, please let me know. I'll take over.
But don't be afraid to load it up.
Do not be afraid to load it up.
Okay.
We got
we have at least a little cheese on every chip.
Yes, ma'am.
And these look amazing.
Awesome. Perfect, Miss Leilani.
Now, do we garnish or we serve as is?
So we're gonna garnish, of course. I'm glad that you asked that because Chef Allen not just gonna serve meat, cheese, and chips. No, ma'am. I wish I could. I'm lying. I don't wish I could. I just gotta be me. So, we don't let them.
Right. Yes.
You tell me your design because this is like I said. I want you to make it look like how you would want it to order. It's served to you in a restaurant or anywhere. So
it would need to be low.
Oh yeah,
I prefer it. But you get those because when you get to the bottom, they're so dry. And you stuck with a chip and the flavor of what was. Okay.
Yes,
I think
ma'am.
we're
Perfect.
good.
And see, this is what I was saying. So if I would have had the white or yellow corn tortillas, it would have been disguised in the queso would have been disguised in the chips. This blue makes my white yellow queso kind of pop and resonate. So that's what I chose to do that. So,
now, would you recommend a tricolor?
Yeah, that would be perfect. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
See, you right on the same page. Well, tricolor tortilla strips that we will top at the top.
Oh wow.
Yes, ma'am. End. So, Miss Leilani, we're gonna come here. I'll let you do the olives, Miss Leilani.
Okay, so we're gonna spread the olives over.
Yes, ma'am.
And then what else do we have?
So we have our olives. Of course, we have our pico de gallo. And Miss Leilani, I must say, I don't like a lot of people in the kitchen with me. You have been an amazing help today.
Thank you.
You've been moving when I need to move, and you've been going well. So, you probably one of my best sous chefs. I tell you one thing, and you've been able to do it. So, I'm honored to have you, and I think you should be honored because I don't let little people. Even though this your kitchen, I kick you out every time you come.
Right. I'm never in the kitchen with the chef. All I can do is answer where something is, if necessary. So thank you. It's definitely an honor to be able to cook.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. And Miss Leilani, my brand is the Artful Chef. So, of course, art, paint. It's almost like I look at food as a canvas. And every time I put a new component on there, I want it to stand out and I want it to speak art. And I love my color schemes to be like robust.
And it does. This color is perfect for serving a crowd.
And again, I'm not going to sell you short. I'm going to put enough toppers on there because I don't want anything to go undry.
Right.
Yes, ma'am. So we got that Pico going. We'll go in. Last but not least, well, actually, you want to do and we're going on with another one. So again, we have our cotija and feta cheese blend right here. That'll go, and you can kind of go all over there with that, Miss Leilani. Yes, ma'am. Have fun with that. I'm gonna go ahead and check on these chicken wings.
Now, how many items would you recommend for a small to medium-sized Super Bowl party?
I typically, like I said, you always do things big. So if we could go 8 to 10, if it was something like you, but if it's a regular family or something like that, I would typically have about 4 to kind of give a wide variety to the you might have some type of vegetarians, vegans, meat lovers. So I typically 4 options typically kind of can be could accommodate for all the crowd. So I would
get you through the Super Bowl halftime show.
Yes, ma'am. So I would definitely say 4, at least 4, and then. Like I said, if it's you, we're going to have anywhere from 8 to 10. So you're going to accommodate 2 or 3 for each people. Carnivores, vegans, vegetarians.
You want people to be comfortable.
Yes, ma'am. Of course, I can say that none of your parties have sold me short. So it's always been that. I'm going to go a little bit right here so my red can pop a little bit.
Beautiful.
Boom. 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 That's perfect. And then Miss Leilani, I'm going to go. I'm here with a touch of cilantro.
Okay. And that's the chef's touch. Beautiful. And you all can make this at home. You saw what Chef Allen did. It's beautiful. And people will think you had this catered. So you talked to us a little bit about the different social media sites. Tell us your number 1 platform and where our listeners can go.
Again, I'm honored to be here. It's been an amazing time. If anybody's reaching out or wanting to get in touch with me, I am at Chef Allen on Instagram, Kaylin Allen on Facebook, Fusion Food and Fitness, my website. Again, that is Instagram at Chef Allen, Did I say CHEFALLEN at Chef Allen on Instagram, Facebook, Kaylin Allen, and then my website is FusionFoodandFitness.com. So please reach out to me. I'm only 1 phone call, 1 email away, and you can have the Artful Chef in your kitchen. So that's where we're at with it.
And tell us what's in the future for Chef Allen.
Honestly,
what's on the table 2023?
I know 2023 is right around the corner. It went so fast, right? So I think for me, I've got a couple things that some of them I'm not able to fully share, but it's in the works. I got some pop-ups. I got a couple pop-ups that we're working on. We got a couple other things as far as I give a slight peek. We got some apparel coming, so definitely be in the looks for that. But and a couple other things, like I said, that I'm not able to disclose right now. But honestly, I'm just following God's timing, and I'm hoping everything just aligns, and that's what I'm doing. And I just want to be able to let my passion for food flourish all over, whether that's around the world, whether that's around the DFW, wherever God takes me, and that's where we're going from there.
All right. Yeah. Well, we know it'll be a successful year for you.
Miss Leilani, we almost forgot that I did this smoked paprika infused sour cream.
That goes on our nachos?
Yes, ma'am. We're just going to do a little drizzle.
Okay.
There. So it has some mixed herb, but the main spice in here is smoked paprika, so it's a smoked paprika infused.
So you just take the sour cream,
yes, ma'am,
and whip it. And why is it so liquid?
So what I do is, I am not a big fan of the thicker consistent sour cream. Okay. So what I did, I hit it with a little stock and a little touch of water.
Okay.
And then the season it back up, and I like to loose, so you give me the consistency that I want, and season it back up, and you got an amazing sour cream.
Yes, beautiful.
Now, there's our finished product, Miss Leilani. And there's so many components. So, again, everything big in Texas. So
yes. And I want to know, as a boss myself, what is the one piece of advice you would give on junior chefs that need to boss up?
Okay. I actually love that question. I would definitely say, knowing from my experience, honestly, just using your sense of discernment and knowing who's probably the best for you. Again, gonna find some people that maybe try to hone in on your skills because they think that you're a cash cow or something like that. So again, I just first of all keeping God first, because if you don't, you're gonna be lost in this arena. And just staying true to yourself. Okay. And what I mean by that, don't try to be like somebody else, as we stated earlier.
Okay.
Get you some wings, Miss Layla.
Thank you.
Of course.
Now this is the garlic parmesan?
Yes, ma'am. I got our beautiful syrup there, and then this is our spiced apricot.
And these were oven wings?
Yes, an oven roasted. Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
So yeah, so I would just say for them, just staying true to themselves, and like I said, get inspired by people. Don't envy anybody, anybody or anything, and just staying focused. Like I said, and once you do, and staying humble and keeping God first, I think anything is possible. So those are my keys to anybody that's trying to go out, whether it's entrepreneurship, work in the actual culinary industry. Staying true to yourself and give it your all, because it will all pay off. So yeah, that's just my slight. I don't want to preach and talk to anybody. Like I said, y'all can reach out to me for more in-depth advice, but those are my keys: keeping God first, staying true to yourself, and then just staying passionate about this game. Because like I said, the culinary field can be very good to you. It just knows what you put in, you will get out. So that's
absolutely. And you can get anything you want out of these nachos. They are the bomb.
Awesome.
You have to try this recipe.
I'm glad you're enjoying this.
Yes, the food is wonderful. Yes, as always. Okay. I didn't expect anything.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Of course, Miss Leilani. I'm honored to be here today, man. And again, these Super Bowl wings are a hit, not just for Super Bowl if y'all want them, but again, this is going to be the star of the dish for Super Bowl, and no matter who's playing in the Super Bowl game. But yeah, so try these nachos out. Like I said, a touch of Leilani, a touch of Chef Allen, and there you have it.
Thank you for watching Big Texas Bossin. You have seen another fabulous episode of the dynamic bosses that we have in Texas that I'm honored to say are my friends. So Chef Allen was on the show. Follow him, like him, and use his services. These wings are the bomb, and these nachos are the bomb. Thank y'all. Thanks for tuning in to Big Texas Bossin Podcast. If you like these conversations, be sure to subscribe on YouTube and follow us on all social media platforms at Big Texas Bossin. Tag us on social at #BTB.